Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Doc Roz. I've got Cobra here with me today. We've got the Blizzard number 63 3v3 brought to you by Trolley and Frost Esports. Up first today, we have Quantavious Gooch versus Team Mystic in our first matchup of the day, best of three. What are you thinking, Cobra?
Well, I'm hoping that this series is going to be more interesting than the names that we have to say the entire time. When we have these tournaments like this, it's really important that you're kind of continuing momentum. And right now, both these teams have had a pretty clean run as they get into the winter semifinals. Quantavious Gooch really only dropping 2 games. Team Mystic has dropped only, I believe, actually no games in their run, so should be a clean matchup. These first games in this best of three so important.
Most definitely. First shot at moving forward here into the winners final for one of these teams. It won't be over. Whoever loses this is going to drop down to the losers bracket. So they'll have another chance to come back. Maybe we'll see them later. But want to make it to the winners final, want to win the winners final so we can guarantee our spot with the game advantage in the grand final.
Yeah, and really to stay out of the losers. The losers typically best of one, so you really kind of stretch yourself thin there as soon as you enter that bracket. It is every game matters, every single goal matters. So the longer you can avoid it, and especially if you can avoid it entirely, the better.
Most definitely. I'd always want to make sure you keep that buffer for as long as is possible.
Mhm.
Once you take that loss, it's a little bit of hurt to the mental game too.
Exactly.
So then you've got a bit of more of a hurdle to get over in that next game. On top of which, if you lose that one, well, that's a very important game. You can't afford to. So yeah, no, definitely want to stay out of the losers bracket. Quantavious Gooch, I haven't had the pleasure of seeing them play here on stream yet. I've seen them in a good few tournaments. They just haven't made the chance to get here yet. So pretty excited to see how they do on stream.
Yeah, I think this is a really good opportunity to kind of get a feel for this squad. Able to make it up to this spot. So hopefully they'll continue their good run of form. Again, they're fairly clean in the previous matches. So hopefully they'll put on a good show. Again, Team Mystic, considering their run, it's not going to be an easy matchup. But with these quicker, best of threes, it's very easy to get in a hole for the team so you can really bury your opponent early on.
Most definitely. I think it'll be interesting to see how both teams played out. Like you said, Team Mystics got a pretty much flawless record here, and Quantavious Gooch only dropped a couple of games in their runs here so far. I'll also be interested to see how they decide to come after each other here in the winners quarterfinal or semifinal. Sorry, my bad. But it
Yeah,
looks like we've got players starting. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
oh no, you're good. I was just about to get ready for some of the action here, but yeah, when you're in some of these series, there's not really any planning for the opposite team. You really have to figure out a way to dominate and go into your play style. You have to figure out a way to get to a spot where you can, not worry about the small stuff, worry about playing your game, whether it's, getting aggressive early, whether it's setting the pace, slowing it down. It's really up to you to be able to set that tempo.
Speaking of setting the tempo here, right off the bat, Team Mystic throwing a lot of nice pressure into the Quantavious Gooch half right off the rip. It's the first time we've been back in their half so far. It's only been 30 seconds, of course, but the pressure was immediate, and we're right back into Quantavious Gooch's end once again.
Yeah, they need a little bit of a possession here. Boost is pretty low on their side and immediately not able to get past that midfield line, and it's going to be continual pressure on the blue half.
Nice block from Lockett. I think that's how we're going to say his name.
Yeah, we can make a decision on it and just roll with it. Well, he'll let us know whether it's right later.
Hopefully. All right, a lot of back and forth here. We've seen some better shots come out for Team Mystic here so far. Looks like they've had, like we said, most of the aggression. Team Quantavious Gooch needs to come up with some kind of counterattack here. They need to break up this offense or they're going to be locked in a very bad spot. It's going to be only a matter of time before Team Mystic ends up getting one in the back of the net.
Yeah, Team Mystic completely in control right now. It feels like a war of attrition on the other side, and eventually this defense has to break. The resources running low, and they're continuing to kind of batter this back line from the air. It's going to be Liumi scoring it from the side wall, carrying it the entire way for goal number 1. Flip reset as well.
Very, very nice shot. Like I said, only a matter of time before one of them found the back of the net, and Lumi managed to give a really nice carry with the reset into the goal. 3 minutes, 23 seconds, 1 goal in. Not a bad start. Surprised it took them that long with the pressure they had, to be honest.
Yeah, you know, it seems like, you know, as much pressure as they had, they didn't want to send a full 3-man attack. So they did keep someone back, able to kind of maintain a line on the midfield. And it's really nice that they have a little bit of that composure, not to get almost over anxious, not pressing for that goal too much. They took what the defense was giving them. It was a lot of space. It looks like they're trying to kind of battle back. But, you know, Quantavious Cooch, they're really trying to get that possession back. Had a little bit of a stint in that orange side, but right now there's not really any opportunities that you could think of that were really dangerous for them. They have to find a way to really make that defense fear them a little bit.
Most definitely, and I think maybe they'll start getting a little physical with the play, I'd imagine. They got to do something to break up their rotation, or they are going to keep getting stuck back without either a shot opportunity or just all the shot opportunities coming against them. So I wouldn't say they've been playing a very aggressive game here so far, but I think if they're going to make any headway here, they're going to have to match the pace of Team Mystic a little bit better. And we saw them a little bit, a couple of times there. They had some opportunities with some pretty good pressure on the other half, but it just hasn't really panned out for them so well so far.
Yeah, but the wonderful thing is here, this is still a very close game, and you know they're starting to inch closer and closer to that goal line, just not getting that final touch to really put it away, but still plenty of time left. 142 and change on the docket, but we can't have, you know, any mistakes for either side. It's still living a lot in this blue half.
Do seem to be spending a lot of time up there. Dren almost had an opportunity to get a play off that, but he couldn't quite catch up with the ball in time. That would have been a great opportunity. He only had 1 defender left in the net. But it is going to get, they do get it sent right back to their defensive half immediately. Lockett doesn't get the greatest touch, so that's just going to get sent back over to Dren, who pinches it back towards his net, but Yogan's able to catch it at least. Ooh, shot from Yogan, might be over and in. Lumi can't get back in time. Goal for Yogan, 1-1, minute left. That's exactly what they needed.
Absolutely, and just caught that third defender there in the half flip. Really, maybe should have taken that opportunity to actually go for that challenge off the back wall, or off the top, excuse me. But even game here, we'll see if now Team Mystic will get more aggressive, or they're gonna really push for this goal in the final minute.
One of them is there. One of them is going to have to break. I mean, I can't imagine they want to go to an overtime first game in the series.
You know, Quantavious Cooch honestly might be okay with an overtime. Just looking at this game, considering how much pressure they have been under, I think they'd be okay with an overtime. Considering I can't say that they've dominated this game. They've survived this game. I don't think they would mind an overtime, and it might break a little bit of that mental confidence here for Team Mystic. But 20 seconds left. Looks like they are going to have an opportunity. Yogan looking for someone in the midfield, and one up. Not going to be able to take an immediate shot. Multiple defenders covering every single passage through. A few seconds left. It's going to be Quantavious Cooch. Final opportunity. Yogan with the ball, but not for long. All the way from the orange side, the Umi trying to carry it, but they should just let this hit the ground. We will get overtime in game number 1.
Fair enough, you were right. Like you said, Quantavious Cooch has been facing more of the pressure for most of the game, so probably not too big of a deal to go into an overtime here for them. For Team Mystic, however, they haven't had to deal with as much pressure this whole time, so maybe it does mess them up on the mental game here a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be a little disappointed, for how much pressure that you've had and how on the back foot that you put the team in blue. You feel like you would have gotten at least 1 or 2 more opportunities. Hold on off the ceiling, pass down in front. Still a little bit dangerous here. Indicator shot, but it takes all 3 players in blue to stop it. Past the middle of the field, unfortunately, shot not able to get cleanly through, and Two quick opportunities looking dangerous, but nothing coming of it.
Nothing yet. Maybe a shot opportunity for Indicator, but Dren absolutely beats him to the ball. Not a problem. Lumi's going to throw it down to the other corner. It's going to be right in Yogan's hands. Going to play it off of the wall around Xanthem. Indicator with a little interception here. Plays it up over the backboard. It's coming down. Possible shot sent aside by Dren. Lumi, quick shot over to the backboard. Yogan's going to kick that out to the side, but Indicator's already up on the wall. It comes back across the net. Lumi's there, but he can't get a shot off. These names are difficult for me, I'm going to be honest. Ooh, that's dangerous.
You know, honestly, it's the X's in places where vowels should be. But, you know, you get it. I think it's supposed to be Anthem and possibly trying to get the final goal in this overtime, but off the top. That's the ceiling. Is someone going to be up for this? And Liumi, unfortunately, not able to get around it. And it feels like Team Mystic has an advantage in the air. They continue to, you know, have free reign as soon as they get above the crossbar, but they haven't been able to put it in.
There's a good dribble for Lumi off the top, double tap down, and it does not get the angle that he needed to get it in. Here's Indicator. Tries to play another reset off the wall, doesn't get it across. 3 defenders in his way. Here's Anthem. He gets a nice 50, but he gets sent aside by Yogan. Lumi in the corner, tries to play it out for his teammate, but gets dusted by Dren. Indicator up the wall. He's got boost, but Yogan casts it aside, and Lockdick sends it way back down to the orange half. Give them a little bit of break on defense for the first time in what feels like a while.
They're gasping for air right now. I can't imagine that they have too much boost in the tank. They're finally able to get some reserves here, and Dren, a little bit of space, has to get past Anthem. Good challenge. Pocket. Pushing it towards the corner. Needs that extra bit of a touch, but nothing really there. We're not seeing a lot of team cohesion here. Indicator shot. Oh, it's going to be set just a little bit wide. That could have been it, but unfortunately, we are stuck in this loop.
This is quite the overtime. 2 minutes, 53 seconds. Plenty of opportunities here. Little bit of miscommunication there between the Quantavious Gooch team. Both of them deciding the other one had the ball, but I think that kind of cost them a bit of possession there. They had plenty of room. They kind of gave that one up. So that's a failed opportunity, unfortunately. A redirect from Indicator doesn't really get the angle he needs. Here's Lumi over the top. It's coming to Xanthem. Wow. And he doesn't get the shot off. Easy block. Here's Indicator from a mile away. Tries to get away with it, but he gets 50. Lumi's got the ball now. Quick pass. Tries to get it over Lockdick. Lockdick sends it away. And this is Yogan's ball. Anthem almost gets it.
My, oh my. I mean, this is just going back and forth, and finally a shot coming in for Quantavious Gooch, and at the line. You know, right place, right time there, but you feel like that could have been the opportunity. Had a lot of pace on it. Now it's Team Mystic yet again on these back walls, trying to find something. The defense for Quantavious Gooch has not broken just yet, but they haven't quite been able to get out. They're willing to slow it down to take these 50s, but they're not getting that pass out in front to really put that dangerous shot on target. It has to be a huge mistake for one of these teams before we're going to see a goal.
They are both playing a very solid game, both defensively and offensively, honestly. But the defense has been stronger for both teams. I mean, we are almost at a full 5 minutes of overtime here, and nobody has scored. Lots of shots coming out for Team Mystic, though. They've got 12 shots on goal. Quantavious Gooch only has 7. So they are getting outshot quite a lot, but Quantavious Gooch is doing a fantastic job on the goal line, keeping it away. The question is, are they going to be able to hold out long enough? I don't know. I mean, one of them, it's really just going to come down. Somebody's going to make a missed touch, or somebody's going to mess up a rotation, and that's going to be the end of it.
Yeah, they've been willing, you know, to turtle up here, and even though there's been so many critical chances for Team Mystic, you know, Quantavious Gooch has had absolutely no problem staying back and deflecting it away. They are, you know, basically being relentlessly pursued here on the back line. They're willing to keep it slow, keep it in front of the net, and you have to wonder if, you know, they're going to be able to keep up this style of play up, or if Team Mystic maybe miscalculates something and lets in a quick counterattack. But right now, a quick stint on the orange side of the the field, and we are back to an attack for Team Mystic.
This is very impressive. I mean, we're at almost 6 minutes of overtime here. The shots keep coming, but somebody's always back, and we managed to get away with not having a goal cross the line just yet. Logic just kind of throwing it away. Lumi's up for it. He's got a flip reset. It's just him versus 2. He gets it over 1. Yogan's got it. Not a problem, though, but he's very low on boost, and he's not going to be able to beat the next guy. So Lockdick hits it up towards the wall. Kind of, sort of gets it around Indicator, but he managed to get it. Lumi's up for it. He catches it. Yogan in the corner. He's got a little bit of boost. Does manage to get it past 2 of the defenders. Dren's up there getting in the way, trying to make some space. Doesn't manage to work out, though. Lumi's up him. Gets 50'd by Yogan, and a big drop down in front of the net. Anthem not able to catch it. Nobody's there from Quantavious Gooch to take a shot. Dren takes possession of it on the corner, but he's pretty low on boost himself. Lomi waits, blocks it over to the side, and this is just a lot more back and forth once again. It's kind of getting amazing to me that we haven't seen anything cross the line yet.
Oh no!
Until an own goal from Lockdick off of Indicator. That's not the way you want this to end. It's almost 7 minutes.
But how, though?
I don't know.
But why? I mean, after all of that, so we have to imagine that he's going for the clearance, trying to clear that, cross a field to the other corner, and just botches it. I mean,
I don't even understand how it bounced off his car and the way that it went in.
Too, the angle made no sense. Like it almost functioned a little bit more like a redirect than him actually getting the clear. But we saw him get to the ground, jump.
It seemed like
dodge.
It pinched under like the back right of his car, and like it just squirted straight into the net. But I'm not. That was weird, man.
I'm trying to quantify that, and I'm sure Quantavious Gooch, they're gonna have to kind of take a moment. And they did so well defensively, but what I was gonna mention right before that is they do have to take some risk. They really have to do something to break this status quo, because they can't win a game like that. It seemed like Team Mystic wasn't able to break through, but Quantavious Gooch wasn't able to necessarily score. And from what we've seen offensively from Team Mystic, they're bringing out the aerial plays, they're bringing out the flip resets. They're doing quite a bit offensively to try and open up and crack open this defense. It's eventually going to work. And they might have that edge. So we have to see a different gear here from Quantavious Gooch.
Most definitely. Oh, and apparently, according to Mystic Events, it is Xanthem is how we're supposed to be saying his name.
Xanthem.
So I will watch out for that one.
That is crazy, because that doesn't have a Z, but we'll go with it. Leomi.
To be fair, I've got a buddy at work whose name is Xanthem, and that's an egg.
Wanting to bring the attention right back to the field. Nice shot from the side wall. And this feels very similar, because I feel like they scored fairly early in the first one as well. Not nearly as early as this, 14 seconds into the game. But, now the feeling is they want to, get 2 or 3 more. They don't want to have a 10-minute slugfest like we just saw.
Most definitely, we do not want a 15, almost 16-minute game of Rocket League again. And that was a fantastic catch from Lumi, apparently is how you say his name. Getting a little bit of help from the chat here.
Appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Ooh, quick shot. Oh, almost a nice shot from Indicator, but he wasn't able to get there fast enough. It gets out of the way. Lumi here. Lumi, quick shot, a corner, and in off of the post. And wow, that was a very nice quick follow-up. Now they're up 2. Team Mystic showing that dominance here once again.
Yeah, not something that we've seen a lot, but you see that double commit here from Quantavious Gooch. Just 2 players, kind of got caught out by, one touch. Able to slap that one away. Nice little bump play here, and that's something that we haven't really seen from the blue side. Is we haven't seen many demos to at least try and buy them some time and open up some space here. Another goal possible, but it's going to be Dren holding down the fort.
Speaking of aggression, Speaking of aggression, Team Mystic, they had all three of them in the pocket in front of the net. One good clear from Quantavious Gooch here, and they should have had an easy goal. Fortunately for Lumi, he was able to get back in time, but that was dangerous.
Oh.
Speaking of dangerous, Yogan almost 50s it off the post and in, but it is sent aside. Now they're on a counterattack here. Nice little bump, but Dren able to recover. And back in the corner. Lumi in the way of Dren, does get a touch over to Indicator. Quick shot. Yogan sends it to the side. Good save from Yogan. Really do not want to go down 3-0 right now. They need to score, and they need to do it quick. They've still got 3 minutes of time. They've got plenty of opportunity, but they need to break this offensive juggernaut that is Team Mystic right now.
Yeah, and it's starting to get the feeling that they're starting to really get into their rhythm here. And Xanthem will take that moment, kind of floated in the air here, and this is one of those spots where really you have a ton of places you could potentially shoot the ball, decides to go for the dagger crossbar right above the hood of the defender. That is a cold-blooded shot.
Most definitely. And I mean, Team Mystic looking right as rain right now. Fantastic ability to keep the ball on their possession and keep the shots coming, keep the goals coming. We haven't seen a ton of them in the defensive half, and like even when they are all three way farther up than they ever should be, one of them is always ready to come back and get a block. And Lumi almost 50s the daylights out of two of them, doesn't manage to get away with it.
Yeah, and I think something that Team Mystic are doing fairly well is, you know, Rocket League is all about this push and pull of offense and defense, and I think something that, Indicator's going to be in position for that. Let's take a moment to talk about that one, shall we? Wonderful pass downfield and just quicker to the ball. Indicator, no one to stop him. That is a wonderful shot.
Man was a mile ahead of that play, and it worked out very well for him. Seeing a lot of that here. I feel like especially recently, just a lot more, I guess you call it cherry picking, sitting up way ahead of the play, just waiting for that big boom and clear, taking the shot, because oftentimes third man, if he doesn't see you, he's not going to be able to get back.
Yeah, it kind of functions, you know, you don't quite go for the challenge, you put a little bit of pressure, and then you drive on downfield hoping that someone's able to send it. That one works perfectly off the side wall, and you know, there's so many things that have to work, because not only do you have to kind of be unmarked on that back line, but the pass has to be absolutely perfect. There has to be no rotating player there, and then you have to nail the shot. Just everything kind of working out wonderfully there for Team Mystic. But something that I'm just noticing from Quantavious Gooch, you know, even though they're getting offensive possessions, they're not really breaking the rotation of Team Mystic. It seems like anytime, you know, they lose their offensive possession, they're well aware of kind of what's going on and are prepared on the defensive side. They have two back. They're usually, you know, now prepared for any offense that Quantavious Gooch has to show for. So they're not really getting any clean opportunities here. A little bit close. Xanthem will be able to set that aside, but they have to find a way to clear up some space. Nice demo there. Could break a little bit of this rotation, but we need to see more of that. 40 seconds. Have to get a little bit of something here. Have to go out with a bang.
They've got to get at least one on the board here. I mean, 30 seconds is a pretty tall ask to get 4 goals, especially with the offensive pressure they've been facing here and the lack of which they've been able to get. And big 50 Indicator almost managed to get it in. And Xanthem, I'm still messing it up, and he already told me how to do it. Ooh, quick shot. Indicator gets it off the backboard from Xanthem's touch, and Xanthem's. God, I cannot get it right.
Listen, I mean, you look at it, and it looks one way, but it sounds another way. But you know what looks one way and delivers? It's Indicator. 2 goals on the game, both very pretty. Looking for a third one, possible double tap here, a little bit over, but will take the assist as Lumi will get the 6th goal of this game number 2, and putting it away if it wasn't already taken cleanly away from the side in blue.
This is it's quite the game here for Team Mystic. They are popping off. Feel kind of bad for Quantavious Gooch. They haven't been able to muster up the the ability to break the rotation of Team Mystic. There's nothing that they've managed to do has been able to keep them alive in this game, and Team Mystic is going to take that second game in a row, and Quantavious Gooch is going to go down to the lowers bracket. We might see them again if they can figure out what they were doing wrong. They might be able to come back, and maybe we'll see them later. But Team Mystic going to move on to the winners final
Yeah, yeah.
against
Again,
these guys.
these guys. Okay. So we do have the other match basically lined up. But you saw Team Mystic, I think this game two really gave them a lot to work with here. Obviously, that game one, so frustrating for a team that feels like this is how their offense should be by default. And, they basically kind of had the floodgates open for them in game number two. So they hopefully have a little bit more confidence going into this next series. They're able to start off this way early in game number one.
I think they'll be able to hold some momentum after all. They did play really well in that last one. So be interested to see how they do against these guys. While we go ahead and get set up for that, we're going to take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back with you after this. Thank you. All right, guys, welcome back. We've got Team Mystic back at it again in the winners final versus these guys. Once again, we've had them back here, I believe, last week or the week before on stream. They did a fantastic job, if I remember correctly, pretty aggressive team as well. So Team Mystic and these guys, both aggressive teams, going to be very interesting to see who sets the pace of the game in this winners final.
Yeah, and Team Mystic won't really be able to kind of stake their claim in the opposite side of the field. They're going to have to play both sides excellently well to really create their opportunities, as you know, these guys, no slouches on their own end. They're not going to let anything up in the air go to waste, as we see the pass downfield going to be cut out by Xanthem. And, it's going to be a little bit of this dump and chase. They're both going to really try and get to the corners quickly, cause some mistakes, get into the air as fast as they can.
Most definitely. I think this is going to be a pretty exciting game with how fast-paced both of these teams end up being. I think we're going to have to be on our toes with this one.
Already Team Mystic seeing a little bit of pressure here. Back to the midfield line. Jared waiting for the pass. Xanthem's going to get there first. Xanthem up top. Now over to Lumi. Lumi looking for some help in the middle of the field. Not going to get it. And the challenge going a bit wayward. And again, this back and forth. We're not going to see either of these teams get many consecutive opportunities. It's going to be probably one or two, and then you're going to have to retreat to your own side of the field.
Probably. Ooh, Jared tried to clear it up the center. Indicator with a quick shot set aside by Kevin. Now it's going to waterfall down. Indicator's already up, and nobody hits it. That's a free goal for Indicator. Team Mystic takes one just over a minute into this game number 1.
Yeah, really tough save there for the defense. Trying to catch that above the crossbar, because as soon as that drops below the crossbar, you're in danger of, that own goal and accidentally putting it in the back of your own net. But it's going to be first goal for Mystic here. Now response is that pass directly across the Team Mystic net. Surprise that didn't get slotted away, but it's going to be Kevin trying to break away here. Indicator will see this at the corner. Has to beat one. Actually gets taken away from the ball. Will now be back to the corner. Challenge goes in the way of these guys. And, they're getting to the corner well enough, but they're not really finding anything in front of the face of net. They try to find some more stuff infield or on the backboard, as the corner has been unavailable so far.
Corner has been unavailable. They are going to have to maybe change up that strategy a little bit, or try to come at it from a different angle. Otherwise, we're going to continue with this back and forth here. And these guys do not want to deal with the back and forth. They're already down one, and because they're both aggressive, they are going to have to watch those rotations. Speaking of watching those rotations, Jared off the 50 just pops it into the bottom left corner of the Team Mystic net, and that's going to roll in. Tie game 1-1.
This is a nice little back and forth pass here. Obviously, defense helps out a little bit with that touch into the midfield, but they're playing fairly close, playing off any challenges or mistakes there. There's some pros and cons with that one, but one of the pro is your reactivity. If you're quick read to the ball, you're going to get some open opportunities just like that. Able to take advantage. The equalizer here with about half the game to go.
Fantastic pre-flip from Jared off of his first touch to read the defendant's touch. Get that in front of the net. An endless 50 off Xanthem. Almost managed to get away with that. Now Lumi. Oh, bad. Just kind of missed touch there. He couldn't quite make it to the ball. Would have been a great shot opportunity. Speaking of opportunity, Endless almost gets it to Jared, but Jared pops it up, leaves it for Endless. Endless can't get back in time. Kevin into the corner, gets cast aside by Indicator, but Kevin's already up for it. A nice little bump's going to leave. Endless is the last guy back. He's up top. He manages to clear it, but it's going to go right to Lumi. Another back and forth situation we have here. Now it's a counterattack for these guys. And a big clear back. So Team Mystic's going to go back on the offensive here once again. Indicator off the wall. Quick double tap. Jared does manage to get it out to the side. Now Xanthem's up on the ceiling. He's going to try to pre-flip towards us, but he doesn't really have the boost to do very much.
Ooh. Up far. Endless should be able to put that away. And finally, one of these attacks will seek to wish. Oh, there's just two players kind of got committed there on the goal line as they shifted all the way to the left side of the net. These guys score yet again, and it really feels like both these teams starting to get into their offensive bag of tricks here as they're trying to figure out a way to break through. It's going to be up to Team Mystic to respond, and who else but Lumi with the quick retaliation.
Fantastic shot and a great pass opportunity comes out for Lumi for Team Mystic, ties the game up, minute 17 seconds. Talk about a close game here so far from both of these teams.
Fake kickoff as well. Indicator, a little bit awkward, but does get a good first touch. Able to find anything center. The challenge had a little bit of a hint of danger. It was almost to the bottom left corner. Indicator, challenge in front of the net. Endless nerves a steal there to, kind of hold that position, not jump too early. Otherwise, it would have gotten absolutely annihilated on that challenge. Towards net, Indicator has to keep it away. Good second touch. Will they be able to get past the third? Not quite. Let me to back him up. Indicator, nice little doink, causing some issues, but Jared able to see it away, and we should see an attack here from these guys. Deep clearance towards the back of the net. I want to really see these guys try to slow it back down. They had some really good, dribbling plays going through the midfield, letting their teammate behind them read the challenge. It'll be Jared trying to get past Indicator. Flip reset. Makes it awkward, but not awkward enough for this back line.
Not enough indeed. Still tied game. 5 seconds left. We might get one more opportunity here for these guys. Jared tries to get a 50, but it gets sent aside. Now Kevin's up on the wall. We'll get one more opportunity. Passes it over into Indicator. Xantha manages to keep it up, but nobody's there. It's going to fall down to the ground, and we are going to overtime in game number 1 of this winner's final.
Yeah, these game ones.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, these game ones just so important. You feel like both of these teams know how much this could really set them up here. Literally across the line, a little bit of shadow on the ball here in Team Mystic. Trying to figure out how that one did not go in. Backboard read for Xantham. It will waterfall down. Unfortunately, no shot. Indicator will test out the defense yet again, but they will pass with flying colors. Back to the midfield line. Indicator will play to the corner. Looking for some help here. Has to get past one defender. Looking for two off the back wall. Xantham, the ceiling, trying to help out the angle. And right now, these guys locked on their own side for the moment.
Locked up indeed. Now here's a big clear opportunity thanks to that pinch from Jared. Lumi's going to send that back to the side over Kevin. Now it's just a free ball in these guys' corner. Endless kind of just passes it away, but Lumi misses that by a mile. Now it's Endless versus Indicator. Can he get it in? Weak shot. Wow. Indicator puts it aside. Here's Kevin in the corner. Gets it around one. Doesn't manage to tap it down over the other. Lumi almost gets in the way, but it is sent over his head. Endless tries to put it wide. Indicator sends it to the side. Jared tries to play it out of the corner, gets blocked over away. Indicator taking it up the midfield, tries to get it past one, does not manage to do so. Endless gets sent aside. Kevin's going to try to fake the challenge here, does manage to get it into the corner. It's across, it's in the middle. Jared, beautiful shot and a great pass. These guys take game number 1.
Yeah, Indicator basically gets crossed up there, expecting that touch to be a little bit more out in front so they could get another challenge. Instead, ends up being two Team Mystic players in the same space. These guys taking game number 1 in overtime. Not quite as long as our first series, but a very good start for them. Look at the shot totals for both of these teams. Looking like 14 for these guys, and it's going to be 11 for Team Mystic. I mean, what a offensive, shooting performance from both these squads.
Fantastic game from both of them, both offensively and defensively. That's the kind of game I like to see. Nice and close, with neither team really having the distinct advantage over the other. It's a pretty exciting Rocket League, if I do say so myself. And as we get ready for game number 2, what do you think that Team Mystic needs to change going into this next one?
Yeah, I really would like them to. I think they have to be really careful in their corner play. I think they've opened themselves up to a couple of these goals. These have been great opportunities from these guys, but I think defensively they were avoidable. They're really trying to push out in transition. They're getting caught up in some of these double commits, whether it's on that midfield line or whether it's in their corner. They have to be defensively disciplined. We know what they could do on offense, but I think they're getting tested a little bit more offensively than they have all tournament.
Quite possibly. Yeah, I think you've got a valid point there. They are going to have to focus a little bit more on that rotation, as it has caught them out a few times before, including there when they lost that last game, just because two of them kind of got past the corner. It's nice little shot opportunity there for these guys, but kind of gets cast aside. Over to the middle here. Lumi's going to put that away. Endless is going to turn right back around. Early challenge, try to play it around two of them, but only gets it past the one. Jared tries to send it back mid, but Indicator's going to bang that to the other side. Now Kevin passes it to Lumi, and I don't know if he just maybe was a little colorblind there, just didn't see him, but that was a bad pass for Kevin. That's an unfortunate touch, and I think maybe he was trying to throw it up in the air or something, but he just ends up dropping it. Nice, easy pass.
That was a wonderful present for Lumi. Lumi was in that position hoping for that exact mistake. Almost baiting it, trying to, it's like, oh, you want to pass this to Endless, the teammate kind of across the way in front of net? Feel free. Go ahead and do that as it gets a little scary here. Indicator will try to buy some time. No boost for the player. We'll try and play it slow, and really have liked Indicator's willingness to take those challenges, not always needing to play it past people, but willing to at least buy time for teammates so that they can get boost at a premium in these matches. These players are all trying to fly around, trying to get that advantage on each other. So it's just nice to see that there's a player that's willing to to take that zero boost, fly around the field, or at least drive around the field, at a disadvantage for a little bit to help out teammates.
Most definitely. Like you said, boost precious resource and never enough of it in these matches. And oh my days, Indicator quick slot past two defenders with a solo play out of the corner. Makes Kevin look a little silly for missing that touch. And now they're up by two, just shy of 3 minutes left of the game. And Team Mystic back on the offensive train here. Now it looks like these guys are the ones that might need to change something up a little bit.
Yeah, and again, it's kind of a few giveaways here. Indicator not planning to score from that position, but that just goes to show what pressure can do, and just at least having a little bit of presence on the ball. It's going to be another one here. Kevin will be able to get back to that one, but the danger not quite out yet. Jared, another quick fire save here. And the defense looking a little bit shaky, and Team Mystic feeling pretty confident in game number 2, and Lumi holds that flip all the way until the ground pinch. What a display here. And they're going to be up 3-0 with half of the game left.
Phenomenal use of that delayed flip reset to not use it to flick the ball, but to instead just pinch it into the ground. And honestly, from any other angle, that was the only reason that he got away with that goal, is he was able to get so much power off of that and slot it into the bottom of the net. And I mean, they didn't even need another goal. They're already up by 2. Now they're up by 3. They've got a solid cushion, and the defensive mistake from these guys, both going over towards mid-boost, Endless and Jared, left Kevin by himself. But here's Endless on the counterattack, gets sent to the side by Indicator. These guys really need to come up with an offensive attack here right now, but nice pass play from Indicator to Lumi, gets it almost into the net. But now Kevin on the counterattack, gets sent around him. Endless plays it up off the wall, leaves it for his teammate. Jared misses the ball entirely. Here's Kevin. Indicator dodges the bump from Jared and ends up being able to clear the shot to the side. And once again, Team Mystic managed to come out unscathed from another offensive attack, but another opportunity. These guys really trying everything they can while they've got the ball in the Team Mystic half to get something going, but they're just not coming away with it so far.
Yeah, these guys need a confidence goal here. They need something, because right now the rotations are a little bit off. It feels like they're not really able to get into a good offensive sit, because they're kind of stepping on each other's toes. They're not getting as clean of a look as they would like. And with a minute to go, you're starting to think, go next here, but you have to go next with a plan of what to change. This is a perfect opportunity to at least test something out, see if you can find something. And Kevin, that is a wonderful bump, opening up the goal for Garrett. Look at the awareness here.
Fantastic read on the defensive player's attempt to block that, for him to come out, flip into him, jump off the wall early, and send him to the side. That's exactly the kind of stuff that we need to see from these guys right now if they plan on breaking up a really aggressive offense. They're really aggressive themselves, like we said, but sometimes it comes back to bite you, and one of the best ways to fight an offensively aggressive team is by those demos and getting physical. So very big play by them. They're going to have to do a little bit more of that, though, if they want a fighting chance in this game with the last 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, the wonderful thing is, and hopefully they stick to this, but a team being so aggressive and so quick, you're almost expecting that first second man to always get that touch, or at least get some kind of touch. And as soon as that doesn't happen, as soon as that player is kind of taken out, the variables change, all of a sudden the equation doesn't quite work anymore. So getting those demos could lead to something here, and final seconds, not enough time for these 2 goals, but hopefully a path forward for these guys.
I think they might have found something, at least seen a little hint of what they can do to counteract Team Mystic. They've got another life left, so they're not out of this one yet. They've got another chance to turn this around. Team Mystic goes up by 2 in this series here so far. Um, you know, these guys did have a solid game still overall. They did lose by 2 goals, but I don't think overall they played a bad game. They just kind of, like you said earlier, stepping on each other's toes a little bit. They need to watch the communication, the rotation, and they need to keep doing that physicality, because the 2 big demos they got at the end there, one resulted in a goal and the other one very nearly did as well. So I think they're going to need to stick with that physicality, and Team Mystic's going to need to watch out for those bumps and that second or first guy staying up ahead and going for those attacks instead of just rotating out like they have been.
Yeah, I agree, and I think with these guys, I think this, the end of the game gives them a little bit of a reset. I think the fact that those goals happened in the fashion that they did, a couple of defensive mistakes kind of started to compound a little bit, and it really starts to affect the play as the game progresses, because those little mistakes kind of get in your head. We saw Kevin start to get back into it towards the end of that one. So I have a lot of confidence that this team will kind of bounce back here. These guys seem to have quite a bit of confidence once they get going. They just have to find something to kind of latch onto here.
Mm-hmm. And Team Mystic, once they get the ball rolling, very hard to get in their way. And it wasn't until until these guys started getting pretty physical in their plays that they were able to make those gaps. So I am hoping that these guys do stick with that, like I said earlier. And here we see a nice attempt to get that bump. Doesn't quite work out. Jared's going to try to beat that off the ceiling, but he doesn't manage to do so. Lumi's got an opportunity off the backboard over Endless, does manage to keep it over top of the net. Kevin managed to recover, kick it to the side. Jared up in the air. He's got a little bit of boost, drops it down for Endless. Not quite. Lumi was in the way. He does manage to get away from it. Kevin out of the corner gets a shot opportunity. Anthem sends it to the side. Now here's Jared. Lumi blocks that aside, no problem at all. But Kevin's already up, but he misses. And now that's going straight towards the open net. Nobody's back, and I'm not entirely sure who that fell off of. I know Xanthem got the last touch for the orange team here, but
oh no.
It looks like Jared flipped into it to the right to try to cut off Xanthem, and it just rolls straight into the open net. And that's one of the dangers of having such an aggressive playstyle, is sometimes somebody's not back, and on a bad 50 like that, on that rotation, it squirts towards the net, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you've kind of just got to, okay, that just happened, forget about it, move on to the next one. And hopefully they can get another goal in real quick and equalize this. Otherwise, I think that might be a little troublesome for them.
Yeah, really unfortunate here. But again, you just have to kind of focus on the very next play. They still, in the middle of this series, this is best of 5. Both these teams have 1-1. So they, have plenty of time here to kind of get this back. But you want to stack these good performances, these good plays. And right now, all that is stacking is the goals here for Team Mystic. Lumi will find one to the corner. Indicator, such an important player for this squad. The delay as they're twirling through, getting that last touch above the defender. What a touch.
Phenomenal ability to hold that flip to the last possible second, use his air roll to keep it on the nose of his car, and a great pass turns into a nice goal. And like you said, just stacking more goals here for Team Mystic. That own goal, probably being a little bit of a deficit to the mental here for these guys. They really got to overcome that hurdle. They're already down by 2. They're down by 2 in the series as well. They have to win this. So, man, I just hope they can kind of figure something out here and reset mentally. I'd hate to see them get washed like we saw in the second half of that first series that we've casted so far. Um, An opportunity for a counterattack here, but it does not go with his way. Indicator sends it to the side. Now Jared in the corner by himself, sends it up real high. Xanthem's already up there, so he's going to clear it down to the mid, but nobody's there because Team Mystic got demoed. Now Kevin shoots it up in the air. Indicator's already off the wall, though. I didn't even see him jump. That was a very impressive early read. A little back pass action here. Jared's going to take it into the corner, try to set something up for his teammate. Does manage to get a pass one. Nobody's back. He gets it across. And Endless just managed to barely recover around the defender and pop that into the net as it goes flying across. That was rather impressive that he was able to get there. Very nice.
Jared was really hoping that Endless was prepared for that. Jared's really hoping that he was prepared and just managed to get that backflip. It was a little awkward on the lip, but did manage to, kind of reaction flip there. But Jared, did so much work, did well to kind of get that across and push it towards a teammate. And at the last second, it was like that pass went, and he wasn't quite sure if the shot was actually going to be made here. Third man gets caught out. It will be Lumi to put this one away, and this is just such a heartbreaker here. That one touch, able to kind of pull up the third man and send it right over their heads. 3-1, Team Mystic.
Yeah, you're watching in that replay too, and you can see Team Mystic is actually in a 1v3 on the defense there. Endless pushed up too far. Two of the players on Team Mystic were past the midline almost. So just very scary play. Speaking of scary plays, the ball falls right on his face, and Xanthem dunks it off him. Indicator, great shot up to Lumi. Lumi knocks it down, and Indicator and Xanthem both go for it, and Endless gets dunked super hard. 4-1, 2 minutes left. I don't know, man. It's starting to look a little bleak for these guys.
Yeah, it's again. I think it's just those little things that with these guys, they have to feel a little bit of they're kind of beating themselves. A couple of these opportunities, they're kind of allowing, really opening themselves up to being countered, right? So you're kind of getting into your head that this is maybe that this isn't a winnable game here, and it's such a dangerous spot to be. Nice little touch here. Jared, possibility for a shot, just a little bit light. Two defenders there to cover most of that space, and minute 25, they're really gonna have to send the house here. I think they have to get aggressive. Can't really worry about giving up a goal here. You're down 3. You might as well kind of go for gold. Ooh, wonderful shot here by Endless, and that may bring up some more opportunities here, Kevin. Good challenge. Endless there for the slot, and that cannot be placed any more perfectly.
A fantastic placement for that goal. Now, they've brought it back within 2. There's still a minute 13 left. They definitely can score. Just a matter of, like you said, not beating themselves as they have been, either with rotation or just missed touches or bad passes. So if they can manage to turn the pressure up here, they might be able to come out with maybe dragging us into overtime. But it looks like with the pressure coming out on them, they're not going to get that opportunity. And oh my God, Endless managed to barely touch the edge of that ball and send it into the corner. I really thought that was going to be another goal. Now here comes Kevin sending it to mid. Doesn't manage to get it past there. Endless pops it over to Kevin. Kevin tries to go for the redirect. Doesn't manage to get the touch on the ball. Gets sent over to mid, but nobody's there to finish it up. Jared with a quick touch off the corner. Lumi pops it up in the air, and nobody's able to take the shot. Jared tries to, but he gets bumped by his teammate. That makes it awkward for him, and Lumi's going to take advantage of the situation. Try to send it back. Endless back over to mid. Kevin's too far to the left. Can't make the right contact. Does get it past one more. Here's another opportunity, but Xanthem's going to kick it past. These guys playing hyper aggressive on the rotation. All of them are up, but at this point, it's kind of do whatever you can to try to get another one for the road. They're not going to have enough time to win this, but they're going to try to keep it up, get another ball in the back of the net, but it looks like it's going to drop down. Nobody's going to keep it up. Team Mystic takes another one, and that's 2-1 in the series. These guys not looking so hot in that game number 2.
Yeah, it's funny because these guys, I feel like they're starting to lose their spatial awareness of where teammates are. We saw it towards the end there with the rotation, teammates kind of rotating back into each other, and it's starting to really hamper on some of their offensive and defensive opportunities. They're getting in each other's way. They're crossing the rotational paths And I think it's affecting not only their positioning, but their boost as well in terms of like the pathing of getting some of those paths where Team Mystic so quick to every single ball. So you really have to make sure that you're well equipped to actually be able to deal with that.
Most definitely. These guys are just like we talked about earlier. They really need to watch those rotations. They're getting in each other's ways. They're maybe being a little too aggressive on the rotation, not having a third man back for those big, great booming clears that Team Mystic keeps getting on them, and just
Mhm.
all it's just a free shot, free opportunity for Team Mystic, and of course they're going to capitalize on it every time. So unless these guys can shut down that hole, well, there's not really a whole lot they're going to be able to do otherwise.
Yeah, and this would be a really close game if it weren't for some of those opportunities that were kind of handed out on a platter. Team Mystic, again, like you said, doing very well to put away any opportunity that they're getting like that, but you can't give them these very easy goals where it's just one touch and they're already past the entirety of the defense. They're good enough to slot
Mhm.
these opportunities away. They're good enough to beat someone off their first touch. So you really have to make sure you're making them work for absolutely everything. No freebies.
No, they cannot be giving away those freebies. They've been doing way too much of that, and it's been a big Achilles heel for these guys. So hopefully they can bring that together. Let's reset mentally on that last game. Pretend it didn't happen. Go back to it. You're only down by one in the series. You've got plenty of opportunity here to come back. Now, Kevin with an opportunity to get a pass does not manage to do so. Lumi sends it to the side up to Xanthem. Xanthem clears it around one. Big booming clear from Endless over to mid. Now as Jared's up in the air, he's going to get there first, but he doesn't have the boost or the contact to keep control of that ball. And Endless is going to drop it down past one. Managed to get so, but gets 50'd by Lumi. Lumi 50's the next guy. Jared's already up. He's got the reset. He's good. Still in the air over to Kevin. Xanthem sends it to the side. Xanthem's going to clear it up the wall. Tries to keep up with it. Does manage to do so even after a slight bump onto him.
No.
Jared gets it over to the middle on accident. And another free goal for Indicator. We just talked about this.
Yeah,
You're giving them freebies.
Oh man, it's a little bit of both because obviously we got the double commit there, and some double commits, while not great, they're admissible if you get the touch in the right direction. Unfortunately, that touch in the absolute wrong direction. So two wrongs do not make a right. Someone's gotta call it. Old baseball outfield. I got it. Something here, but Xanthem not going to give him a chance. 2-0. And again, just a great touch by Indicator to open up something for their teammates. And right now, Team Mystic teeing off on these guys.
It is unfortunate for these guys. They make one mistake, and then, just like last game, they made one mistake, and immediately they get scored on again. And Endless, fantastic job keeping right behind that ball and keeping that out of his net. That was halfway in the goal, and he still didn't let that go by. Fantastic. And speaking of that, Xanthem pretty much does the same thing, but from midfield with a moving ball, managed to keep it from going in towards their half. Drops it down. That's dangerous in front of these guys' net once again. Indicator managed to beat out two. Once again, these guys with the double commit almost ended in disaster for him once again. Now Jared, nice little 50, tries to keep the aggression going, gets sent back to the orange half. Indicator's got it on his nose, he's going to pop it up in the air. Endless is going to try to clear that off the wall, but Indicator's going to keep it mid over to Lumi. Lumi, quick shot, Kevin sets it aside. Endless is going to take possession here in mid, he's going to get it past one, but he's not going to be there fast enough to hit another touch. It's going to go off the backboard. Xanthem is going to keep it aside. A little bit of back and forth here, some more aggression from these guys. They are seeming to keep a little bit of pressure here this time. This might mean hopefully they can come out with an actual attack, get some goals on the board here a little bit earlier, and bring us at least back to where we started off in the middle of that last game. And another bad touch.
Yeah, well,
you're
just saying something.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, and it just yeah, it's funny because I was about to say something about the second man, being so important for this team, but it seems to be just some of these important touches. It doesn't really matter where they are on the field, but when some of these players are isolated, they're starting to just have a few mistouches, and I think all three goals for Team Mystic, not taking any credit away from them, but they're not always created just on, a great play by them. It's, taking advantage of a misplay by these guys. And right now, Team Mystic, you know, slotting away every single opportunity so far.
They are capitalizing on every single mistake that these guys make, and I mean, fantastic foresight for them to recognize these mistakes and being able to capitalize on them. But it just hurts to see a team that overall plays a very solid game losing, mostly because they can't keep their head in the game. It feels like
Yeah.
they end up overcommitting, and like you said, that last man gets caught out by himself, and that's where the mistakes end up coming out. Is that last man just doesn't quite get the perfect touch that he needs because the team's playing so aggressively. Nobody's back fast enough, and there you see nobody's back for these guys once again. Lumi's going to crank it to the side. Endless is going to manage to keep it up, but it's not enough because it doesn't get cleared, and Indicator's going to drop another one in the net. 4-0. This is a massacre.
Yeah, and it again, still a great save by Endless to at least keep that out for just a second more, but unfortunately not quite enough, and no amount of card changes are going to help get this score back here as 4-0, minute and change remaining, and right now these guys, all three of them, I guess, they need to find something. They need to at least get the next goal. I know it's super difficult to grab a goal is what I was gonna say. But Endless is going to take that and just clear that away, as apparently Team Mystic decided just to play on one side of the field for a bit. 4-1, a minute remaining.
See, I think Team Mystic's planning on 3 more goals in the next minute.
Oh, gotcha. So, I mean, it's definitely a plan I've seen carried out before. I wouldn't surprise me on this team.
Well,
What
now
a
they only need
pass.
2 more.
What a pass there. Anthem was waiting for this, knows exactly where this is going to be placed, and right there, I mean, as the defender, you're pre-jumping because you don't really have another choice. That reaction save from that distance is so incredibly tough to get on the other side of. 5-1 so far, and we're possibly waiting for the inevitable, or the incredibly popular Brazil. And these guys are going to do their best to try and avoid that fate. Avoid the meme at all costs. Right now, Team Mystic not allowing it.
You never want to go out. You especially don't want to go out a meme. So
no.
Hopefully they can keep that away. Only 20 seconds they've got to survive getting memed on. So hopefully they can manage to hold out. Here's Lumi in mid, but he doesn't have the boost or the control. The Indicator's up. He's going to play it off back, double tap, and Lumi's just going to clear that for him. Apparently, he didn't want them to score either.
Yeah, Indicator. If I was Indicator, I'd be a little bit upset there. That was definitely a wonderful setup. But it will be the end of the game and the end of this series. Team Mystic, even though they dropped game number 1, they came back and rallied. Gentlemen's sweep here. And my oh my, they're looking confident. And, this team now moving on, we're going to see these guys drop down into the lowers here. So we still may see them. They still have an opportunity to really battle their way back up. But let's talk about Team Mystic right quick. So much offensive pressure, so many opportunities that they've taken advantage of. What is a team going to need to do to be able to stop an offensive powerhouse like this?
I said it earlier. I think they need to get physical. They need to delete them from the play. The only way to keep them out of that rotation and keep them from playing hyper aggressively is to A, see those passes early, cut them off before they connect, and B, demo the daylights out of third or second man. It's the only way that you're going to get it through their defense. It's the only way that you're going to make a big enough hole that you're going to squeeze through at this point. Because the few times we've seen it happen, it's resulted in either a goal or a very near goal or just a great opportunity. The best opportunities we've seen all night have come against demo plays or on them.
Absolutely.
Well, that was quite the game. Unfortunately, these guys are going to be dropping down to the losers final, waiting on another game, and we'll see who they're going to be playing next. the Team Mystic has secured their spot in the grand finals with that game advantage. So they've got even more padding ahead of them. They've been doing a fantastic job, and I think that's about all I've got to say about that. You got anything else to add?
No, I do not. I think we are just waiting on the winner of the losers
Mhm.
semifinals. So our next match will be these guys versus either Pillow Pets or Tilt One. So hopefully
Title.
Title One, excuse me. Again, missing letters. I don't understand it. But so we will get to that in a little bit. So I believe we're going to take a quick break here. On the other side, losers final here. These guys, you don't want to miss it. What is going on, guys? Back at the Frost Esports channel. We have the lower finals here. Titl One gets the victory, and they'll be going up against these guys who we just saw get knocked down here. Now, Titl One, we just talked about it kind of during the break, that they have gone basically through the entire gauntlet, losing early in the tournament, but battling consistently through the lower bracket. How are you feeling about this squad right now?
I think they've been playing a lot of high-pressure games at this point. Like we talked about way early on in the broadcast, that loser's bracket is that last chance that you get to stay in it. And these guys are actually just going to go ahead and pop a nice little shot into the opposite corner. Kevin, Cagenator in the wrong side of the net, and Kev went too far too fast, goes right over his shoulder and in. Great way for these guys to start off, especially after what we watched them go through in that last series.
Yeah, I think Kevin really needs a comeback story here. I think this could be a series to get right for them. They obviously want to take care of this as quickly as possible and get that rematch here. But, Titl One, they're finally in a position after battling for so long. They're going to try and make this close. And look at that, the score from distance. And that'll be an equalizer here.
Fantastic shot from Ob, gets it right in the left side of the net, and nobody's able to make contact with it. Clear to the side. We're 1-1. We've already got 2 goals 30 seconds into the game. Very quick way to start off the game here. These guys, as we know, pretty aggressive team. Titl One, a very familiar team. We've seen them here a few times before, and we know that they are a very solid team. But Kevin's going to come back, like you said, comeback story time for him. He's got an open net. He's just going to wheel that in, and not a problem at all. Great beat by Endless, and Kevin just far enough ahead where he gets to take possession. Fantastic play by them to get him back up within 1, or ahead by 1.
I have a feeling that this has the makings of a shootout here. I feel like we're going to see plenty of goals and maybe not a lot of defense on either side, but I'm would love to be surprised. It's one of my favorite things here. Cagenator shot. Oh, gonna be a goal here. Thought Jared got enough of it. Does get credit with the save, but unfortunately not able to put it completely out of danger. And that's just so unfortunate. Picked the right spot, but will be put in regardless. 2-2.
Fantastic save by Jared. Unfortunately, just not able to get it far enough to the side, and he gets absolutely dunked without the time for recovery. But Kevin is just going to turn around, score another one by himself. Where's the rest of his team? It doesn't matter. Kevin is the team.
Yeah, Kevin is on a revenge tour, man. This is
really
wild.
He must have been drinking his drinking some protein powder or something back there. He is on one right now.
just the C4 and the whey protein powder, just absolutely jacked for this game here, and they're gonna need them to play like this. I mean, after the game had to be disappointing considering how they entered into the winners bracket here, and not really enjoying the series that they got dealt and kind of ended up playing. But right now, definitely an opportunity for them to kind of iron out some of the issues here. I feel like we're going to see them make sure they're getting surefire touches. They're going to make sure they simplify their game a little bit here, because I feel like at some point they were just kind of lacking those fundamentals.
Most definitely, and not to take away from these guys and the 3 goals that Kevin has scored here so far, but it does feel to me like part of that has something to do with the fact that Titl One's rotation seemed a little bit lacking. They had too many guys too far forward, and Kevin was just left with an opportunity to mostly just score free open nets, and a great pass over Endless off the backboard down. Kev sends that to the side. That was dangerous. And now Jared, a little bit awkward, is going to leave it for Kevin. Does manage to get it passed up, and a pass down. Kevin not able to do anything with it, unfortunately, but there's Jared, blocks the clear attempt. Does get it past another one, tries to get it over the middle of the net. He does manage to do so. It's a little bit close. Cagenator is going to clear that over to the left. Nobody's there to block him, so he's going to keep on going. Kevin's going to send it back off the back wall. Kev's already up, but Kevin is going to catch that and is going to top that down with the wheels. Nice gentle touch, top left corner. No goal. Or no goal. Goal for these guys once again. 4-2, 2:20 left. No save is what I was trying to say, I think. Great job for these guys keeping the pressure up on this game.
Yeah, no net is safe right now. Kevin doing a lot of work. You know, the 3 goals and the assist, making light work here in this game number 1. But Kitchenator, that is an absolutely mental redirect there, passing it to himself. And, you know, the goalie has to be thinking there's no shot that this touch goes into the near post. It does get past you. 4-3, still a chance here for the equalizer, and this team just not quite being put away.
Agent really touched that ball by a pixel, honestly. Fantastic redirect. Gets him back within 1. 2 minutes left on the clock. A lot of Rocket League left to go. Could still go either way, but these guys on a tirade offensively, just really looking for that revenge opportunity after that last series, and they are doing a fantastic job of fighting to get there. Kev's going to clear that out of the corner. Jared's already up, and Caginator gets in his way. Kevin's got possession, beats up, and Jared's going to pass it back down towards Endless. Op's going to get in the way. Now Kev's got it off the backboard. Endless 50s the daylights out of him, but Cage is already there. A big booming clear. Jared does manage to turn around fast enough. I was a little worried he overcommitted there, but he does manage to keep control. Tries to get it past 1, but Kev's going to hold it down. Kevin's going to hit it around Kev, and Op's going to sail past that one. Gets it around Endless. Endless down to Jared off the wall. Op's already waiting there, though. It's going to clear way across to the side. Free ball for Kev. Endless intercepts that. Lots of back and forth here in the midfield. Not a lot of opportunities for a solid shot on net here so far.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, for Titl One, they're absolutely okay, because right now, you know, keeping this one a 1-goal game, they don't want Kevin to entirely take over this, but Kev trying to get their name into this, almost got the flip right back after they landed on the ground. Caginator trying to get a shot from the near post, but the defense here for these guys, they turtle up when they need to. Kev in an interesting spot here, nothing off the top, backboard, nothing gonna be there. Less than 30 seconds. Defense has to come through with a solid stop here. Kevin does get the boost steal. It's going to be really tough for them to really get a good transition here, as I don't think they have a lot in the tank. They're going to be knocked off of the play. Caginator, middle of the field. It's going to be Kev up. Can they get the bump? And no, not going to happen here. Final seconds. They just need the clearance. They shouldn't keep it up. It will hit the ground. These guys taking game number 1.
Wow, that was quite the ending of the game. Really thought they were going to get scored on there at the last second. They do manage to just barely keep it out of their net. Very close opportunity for Titl One. Solid game from both teams. Lots of goals scored. 7 goals in total. 4-3 in favor of these guys. Fantastic play. Keeping that out of the net. Both teams playing very well. Who do you think's got it in the next one?
You know, I think right now, I think we are going to see Titl One actually get a game here. Kevin had a really good start. I don't think they're going to allow Kevin to be the forefront of everything for this offense. I really think they're going to try and to stop this, and, you know, maybe get their Kev some goals here. A little Kev on Kevin battle here. Love to see it, but I do think Titl One has the makings to make this more competitive. I do think they could take this game number 2.
Well, in the second half of that game, they did do a solid job of keeping up the pressure against these guys. These guys went away with it in the first half, but the second half of that game was very close. So I think it could be really either way. I don't think either team had any drastic, like, heavy mistakes in that series, aside from a little bit of misrotation by Titl One early on anyways. It did seem like they kind of got a handle of that towards the half, and there's a big demo for Op against Endless. Is going to open up some opportunity. Kev shoots it down, but it's going to get sent aside by Jared. Op tries to clear it up to the middle, does manage to do so. 2 are up, and doesn't really go anywhere, just falls back down over mid. Endless tries to play it off the wall, doesn't manage to do too much, but Kevin gets another free opportunity because nobody was able to clear that ball out of the middle of their net, and nobody's back. Right back to a little bit of that rotational issue from earlier. Op was the only guy back, and Kevin Caginator were way too far away to be of any help.
Yeah, and you can see what they're trying to do, that clear off the back wall. Sometimes you get that perfect touch and it goes all the way back to the blue side, but just kind of drops a little bit early, makes it a really ideal spot for these guys to get a clean opportunity on. And it's these little things like that that you have to make sure that you are taking care of the ball. Kevin cannot be underestimated. The monster right now in this game, or this series rather. 4 goals, 1 assist in total. So have to make sure you're taking care of the ball and really minding your opportunities. Right now, Cageinator has to keep this attack alive. No one else has boost here and almost got punished for the touch. It'll be Jared. Up in the air, doesn't have a ton here. Flip reset, Endless trying to get into the play as well. Not sure if this is the time in the game to start doing the double setups there off the ceiling, but we'll ignore it for now.
I mean, it was a great attempt. They were honestly really close to pulling it off. Would have been real nice highlight reel material, but unfortunately not able to come through. A little bit of double commit there from these guys. Jared jumped up way too late. Kevin was already up. That could have been an issue, but they do manage to. Endless fakes the challenge on the wall. Almost gets away with it, but it's going to get sent back towards the net. Kevin clears it out off the wall to mid. It's very dangerous. Sends it right around the defender, and it's 1-1. Very good read from Op. Very nice pass from Cageinator as well. That was back-to-back nice touches to set them up for that opportunity.
Exactly right. It's just 2 incredibly dangerous touches in front of the net and setting up, the man behind you. It's such a good job, an entire team play there to make that work. And, for a Titl One, this might be how you have to win these games. You have to play as an entire unit to get past this squad, and they have to continue to look for touches like that. Get those touches to really help the guy behind you, help the guy that setup to basically get that incredible opportunity here. Might be another one here. Cageinator off the top. Doesn't get a second touch, but it is going to be Kev for the score. And we'll sneak that in near post. And it got a little bit awkward for multiple there. They're kind of underneath the ball. It's difficult without any momentum to kind of get up and see where a possible shot is going to come through. And right now, Titl One, 2-1 here in game number 2.
Yep, and a little bit, I believe it was Jared and Kevin both jumped for that. Kevin, I think, probably should have waited. Jared was a little bit less awkward on that. Had Kevin waited, he might have been able to block that other one, but it is what it is. They're still only down by 1. That's a dangerous ball in front of the orange net, but nobody from these guys able to capitalize. Jared's going to try to pop it down towards Endless. Endless out of the corner, does try to get it back to center, but cannot beat them. Kevin gets faked by Kev, and Jared managed to intercept Kev on that one. Endless is back. We've got all 3 of these guys back, so they can muster up some kind of counterattack here. Does manage to get it past 1, but Op's going to clear that all the way back to the corner off of 50 with Kevin. And Jared misses the ball. That's a dangerous missed opportunity for him. It's going to come back out to the corner. Endless trying to make something happen. Gets it past 1, but Kev's already there. These big booming clears really aren't working for anybody. They got to keep the ball a little bit closer if they want an opportunity.
Yeah, I think
speaking of opportunity,
teams, oh my.
Jared, nice read off the defensive touch to keep that ball in play. Quick shot, gets it past 2 sides. 3 of them. Kev didn't really try, so we'll call it 2-2-2. 122 left, and they're still in it.
Yeah, that touch is just a little bit unfortunate because you see exactly where they want the ball. Both teammates are ready and basically getting boost in that opposite corner, and so instead of slowing that down, trying to kind of pick up the pace and get a nice touch to the corner, unfortunately it doesn't quite pan out. And right now we're seeing a very similar case here where just the net is under siege, and it's starting to become a battle of who can remain calm, cool, collected on their own goal line. We're seeing both teams having to basically figure out how to maintain possession and really slow down the game. Kev trying to at least test Endless up to the defensive shores. Good shot, low, but it's going to be sent just a bit outside here. 30 seconds left, and could really be either team's game.
Could very well be either team's game here so far. Caginator's got an opportunity, but a little bit of team-on-team action after that bump is going to ruin that opportunity. Going to get sent back to the orange half. Caginator in the corner, full boost pickup. He's got plenty of opportunity here to set something up. Tries to get it center. Endless beats him back, and Kev gets it cleared off the backboard. Kevin sends it over to mid. Nobody's there just yet. Free ball in the middle. Jared flies from way over on the other side. Does manage to get it up. Sends it over to the middle. He's still got boost. He's still up in the air. Kevin by himself does send it down to the ground safe, and it is overtime.
Man, he was hoping for 200 boost right there. Just hoping that he had a little bit more to really push that through. Instead, they will get the overtime here. And right now, all of the pressure on Titl One. Obviously, they don't have another life here. This is a best of 3. And, you know, for everything that they've gone through here, especially the amount of best of 1s that they've had to play, you know, maybe not necessarily a foreign concept for them that, you know, this game could be their last. They've been able to deal with it so far, but these guys eliminated them, or at least sent them down to the lower bracket earlier, or posed to basically eliminate them for the tournament now. And we'll see if Titl One has anything to say about that.
Titl One's got an opportunity here. Caginator throws it up over the half. Can't get close enough to keep it in, but Kev's going to booming clear over the top of the net. Op's going to try to keep it down. It's dangerous. It gets cleared away. It almost off the own goal. They almost own goal, but it gets cleared to the side. That was a scary, scary moment for these guys. Now it's past 1. That's almost open. Kev manages to get it back. Endless is going to try to beat out Kev. He does manage to do so. One more touch. Doesn't get it. Op goes to the side. Has Jared. This is another opportunity. Op sends it over the backboard. Kevin manages to clear it just in time. Kev's already there. He gets it over. It's still up high center. Endless way over. It's over Op's shoulder. Op managed to get there just in time. Is anybody else up for that free ball? Nobody's there. It just goes free. Kev blocks it to the side. I cannot believe nobody's been there to score these. Another demo, another opportunity. Jared misses the ball once again. We've seen that, I want to say, 3 or 4 times from tonight, just missing what he should have had as a touch. Kind of messes up the opportunity. He's really got to watch that if they're going to come out of this quick shot for Jared over the top. Kev clears it away. Man, this is a high stakes overtime here right now.
Yeah, and just every touch becoming more and more important as each team is trying to push the envelope just a little bit further here. But yeah, Titl One had basically, they're having to play defense like double time. It feels like these guys are putting so much pressure onto the net, and right now I don't think they're getting a lot of boost wins on their side. I think they're really kind of struggling to get those wins and maintain boost, and right now they're kind of getting bullied off of their side. Kev almost trying to usher that one through. Endless will get the credit for the save. It took 2 to at least keep it away. And my word, is this getting close. Kev will send it to the middle. Op light touch, a little bit awkward, but not able to see that away. And it's just waiting for the levee to break here. And Kevin will put it away here. Of course, the player on the revenge tour wanting to get another look at the team that just eliminated them, wanting to get a look at Team Mystic. They will get it here. These guys eliminate Titl One and move on to the grand final.
Wow, that was quite the game there. These guys managed to pull out all the stops and grind their way back from that losers final. They're going to get another chance to take on Team Mystic. After that display, do you think they've got what it takes to come back and teach Team Mystic a lesson after what they took last time?
They have to play exactly like that. They have to play up to, you know, their, what I'm sure is their expectations. We said it before during the series. We said it during the winners final that it really seemed like these guys were shooting themselves in the foot. And so if they could play at this level where they're not making those same kinds of mistakes, they can take a game off Team Mystic. We saw that. They're able to get wins, but can they play that way consistently? It'll be a close series. I still think Team Mystic has a little bit of an advantage here, especially with the game advantage that they were granted for, you know, staying in the upper bracket. But right now, it has to be mistake-free Rocket League from these guys.
Yep, mistake free is correct. They did a fantastic job in that last game. They're going to have to keep that up in this next match in the grand finals against Team Mystic. We're going to take a quick break while we get them ready to play. So stick with us. You are not going to want to miss this game number 7 rematch. Hey guys, welcome back to the Frost 3v3 brought to you by Trolley. We are in the grand finals. These guys fought their way back against uh, Titl One to get another chance at Team Mystic here in the game grand finals. Now, Team Mystic did earn that game advantage, so they've got one ahead in this best of 7. So these guys have a little bit of a hill to climb, and if they can play like they did last game, man, I think they've got a solid shot. Like you and I were talking about over the break, they just need to play well. They need to not be running into each other, and they might have a shot at turning this around and getting their revenge against Team Mystic.
Yeah, I think really for these guys, they have to win 2 games in a row. They have to win these first 2 games in a row to really even it out. Because we saw them take game number 1 in the first series and then immediately lose 3 straight. Was a very, very interesting situation. But because you're down a game, immediately when you win a game, it's not really like you're up in the series. You're tied. Everything's equalized. So they have to win game number 2 and game number 3 to really, for me, feel like they are in a good place in this series.
I would completely agree with that. If they don't win 2 in a row, they are going to be, well, even if they win 1, it's just a tie, like you said, and it doesn't really solve the momentum issue. They need to take 2. They need to get that lead advantage, and honestly, they might as well just win 3 in a row while they're at it and make it a reverse sweep opportunity for Team Mystic. But there's a nice opportunity for Jared off the double. Doesn't quite manage to get it. Kevin bangs it up off the top. There's Endless, tries to play it up, hits it too high. Xanthem and Lumi are going to clear that to the side. Nice bump. Nice shot opportunity. Crossbar down and out. It doesn't go in. That is a horrible, horrible way to go. Now an Indicator does manage to try to play that around. Almost gets away with it. Jared managed to keep it in. Gets it over to center, but nobody's there. It's up high from Xanthem. Jared is up. So was Kevin. Neither get a great opportunity out of that. Pass over to Endless. It's intercepted. This is a dangerous place to be for Team Mystic right now. All the pressure in the favor of these guys. Here's a nice clear opportunity. Kevin tries to poke it away, but doesn't really get it too far. Nice 50 from Jared, however, is going to give Kevin the possession. Kevin was on fire in the last game, so hopefully he can keep up his ability as a striker and just really try to get some goals in as fast as he can.
Yeah, it's really all about these positive touches here. And, even though opportunities might get blocked, another wonderful shot here, they have to get positive touches. Getting the ball, whether it's to a teammate, whether it's back pass, they have to be, confident touches. And I'm sure that this team will keep it very close. But as of right now, Team Mystic holding on fairly well. I didn't expect them to get pinned back this way, but another shot going to go off the woodwork, and the fourth defender doing fairly well in this game, as Team Mystic have been up against it for a majority of this game. At least half of the game gone so far, and we've only seen probably about 2 quality Mystic shots on net.
Yep, the shot quality has definitely been for these guys here so far. See another opportunity there. Lumi could have had something, but didn't quite have the control of the boost to make something happen. Now that's going to waterfall dangerously in front of that. Indicator's on cleanup duty, and he's going to clear that around. Not a problem for him. Also, I want to state real quick, remember earlier we were talking about Xanthem's name, and the guy said it was Xanthem in the chat? Well, apparently he lied to us, and it is Anthem, and you were correct earlier. So...
this whole problem would be solved if we just spelled words the way words were. I know the X as the vowel is very cool, and I don't want to get a tangent on this, so I'm going to ignore my feelings and just talk about the action on the field here. Kevin has been doing well, and they really need them here to get something started, and they just cannot buy a goal. They've been so close, gotten past every single defender, and the ball just will not go in. Oh, no. Lumi.
Man, that was just unfortunate the way it bounced down. Neither defender saw it coming, and Lumi's got a free touch on the ball. How many times are these guys going to have it in the Team Mystic net and it just not go in? They've had 2 opportunities where that's happened so far. Technically, this could be a tie game, but they're just getting absolutely dunked on by Sonics right now.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. I know that I'm like, my jaw is currently on the ground because I feel for those almost goals. And the thing is, I don't have to play this match. They do, and I know for a fact that they are trying to process those feelings of like we had 2 or 3 really solid chances that just didn't quite get all the way to the net, and they get scored on with that waterfall style goal from the backboard with a very aggressive bounce. So they have to kind of test their constitution here, test the mental. This is a wonderful start here, Kevin. Wonderful touch to Jared, and a quick response here. 45 seconds. Still got a chance, but had to blow out all the stops here.
They need to score, and they need to do it quick. They want us. I would assume if I was these guys, I wouldn't want to send this to overtime. I would rather get the goal, send it on its way, and get another one before the end of regulation here. But I don't know that they're going to have enough time. They are getting beat a fair bit to the ball, so they are not having as many opportunities as they had in their last series. They really got to just focus up, at least get this next goal. Lumi's got an opportunity. Endless sails by it, and Lumi slots it into the corner. I can't believe that. I don't know what dirty. It is about Team Mystic, but...
Oh, man. Like, I think Lumi took off like a hair and just didn't quite get there as quickly as the defense was expecting, and just kind of completely flies by. And again, we're seeing those mistakes where it's just like little things end up being the difference between these 2 teams. It'll be 3-1 unless something drastic changes in the next 5 seconds, but it doesn't look like they will get the other goal. Ball will hit the ground at some point, but the damage already done. Team Mystic will continue right where they left off. Another wonderful series, and again, they just seem to find the weak points in the defense. You know, the backboard. I get two very, very good passes to the top of the backboard, almost hitting the quarter where it gets like aggressive downwards bounce, like that waterfall effect where if the backboard is not being defended, it is incredibly difficult for these defenders underneath it to kind of get a read on it, and they're taking advantage of that.
Most definitely. It's just it hurts to see because these guys did so phenomenal in their last series, and we can see these mistakes piling up once again, whether it's a missed touch or just a misread on the play and just flying past the ball because it's not exactly where you thought it was going to be.
Mm.
It's not a great way to start that series. Now you're down 2-0 in a best of 7. You got 2 more lives left. You can't afford to let a game go because of silly mistakes. We talked about it in their first matchup. We talked about it in the last series. We talked about it before this series. It's their Achilles heel, and they
Yeah.
need to overcome that against Team Mystic. And there was a few times where that ball just frankly should have been in the net, and I can't believe it wasn't. But
Yeah.
they got to make sure it's in the net.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really delicate balance for them because you start to get into the headspace of that should have gone in, that probably should have been a goal for us, and then you start to push and really try to force these goals through, and you could really get caught. So they have to kind of keep the temperament in a healthy place. I know it's going to be incredibly difficult considering how tilting that was, but they have a fresh 5 minutes on the clock. You know, they're down in the series, but they can't worry about that. They have to worry about the very next game. They have to worry about the very next 5 minutes. They have to worry about the very next goal here.
Most definitely. Now they just need to reset. Just think about this like like it's 0-0. You're just getting started. And
There we
speaking of
go.
just getting started, Endless
Okay.
pops it past 2 out of the corner and gets them a nice 1-goal advantage 20 seconds into the game. That's exactly how these guys need to get this started. They need to keep that up. And if I were them, they need to score at least 1 or 2 more as fast as possible to get the ball rolling for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen quite a few decals from the player. I think the BDS one looking pretty good, but I don't know about that. Right now, it's off the top, and as soon as I said it, as soon as they were looking good, I don't know. I understand getting up early, but that aerial is ill-advised. I don't think they were cleared for takeoff quite yet, because again, off the backboard, that aggressive angle, easy waterfall. It's such an advantageous shot for the attackers and so difficult for the defending team to get a read on it, and they've just been burnt one too many times for my liking. In fact, they've been burnt 4 times, almost a shot there. Endless will be able to quickly see that one to the other side. Transition play, Jared across the face of net, but Endless had to retreat, didn't have any more in the tank. And it's still even here in this game number 3, but it is quite a game that we are in for here. It doesn't look like Team Mystic is taking anything off.
Does not seem like it. No, they really need another opportunity here. I think, like we said, I need to see them do something that actually shuts down the Mystic offense and defense. I don't know if it's going to be, like I said, those physical plays or just getting better passes made. But a little bit of a orange on orange action here between Indicator and Lumi is going to kind of mess up their offensive opportunity. Indicator's not going to be able to clear that. He does manage to get it over to mid. That was a dangerous opportunity for Team Mystic to recover from. Now they've got a counterattack, almost able to make something happen, but it is going to get 50 away. Now Jared's going to clear that ball all the way to the other side over to Indicator, who's also going to bang that all the way back to the other corner. Little bit of back and forth here. Now this is an opportunity for Anthem. Tons of boost, flip, reset. Doesn't manage to get there. Endless dunks the days out of him. And yet and again, another counterattack.
Yeah, they're starting to find those moments, but the danger is that Team Mystic, every time they take off into the air, they're basically approaching from midfield, and they're getting so much space to kind of do with what they will offensively. Endless needs a little bit of help here. Is going to be left alone to basically try and outspeed Lumi here, and not quite working again. It has to be a total team effort from them to really overcome this Team Mystic offense. And again, dangerous waterfall, not going to be shot there. Clearance.
Those
Really
waterfalls
just,
are scary.
yeah, and they're getting it consistently. And I think it's something that these guys have to be conscious of and really start placing somebody on the backboard in preparation of that. That's really the only way to combat it, besides putting yourself in a really difficult spot trying to get the read on the ball as it's falling, because you're just inviting a shot by your opponent when you're not going to be able to really react to it. So hopefully they kind of make those adjustments. They aren't getting caught as much here. A much lower scoring game in this one, but again, with Team Mystic, it seems like they kind of make a goal appear out of thin air. An endless shot just a little bit wide. Indicator won't be able to see this away. Nice little bump, and Lumi having absolutely nothing to worry about. Endless will actually fake it. It'll be Jared. Jared looking for the double. Double available, but Lumi in the right spot. Read it completely well. And the counterattack. Kevin's not going to be there. And it's going to be 2-1. They get caught hoping for the goal. They all go to the corner. And no one is designated that third man position. They just won't stay back.
Once again, the third man caught lacking way too far forward. Regardless of playstyle, even if you guys want to play aggressively, you need to keep that third man in the spot, or if the ball's going to get banged away, he's going to be able to turn around fast enough. You should already be kind of facing that way, or at least ready to turn that way well before that even happened. So it's just been a big issue for him, and another opportunity almost goes in off the waterfall here. Now it's just rolling in towards the net, but it does manage to go off the post, and Team Mystic managed to stay away from that being automatically a tie. Now Endless down to Jared. Jared fakes it. I think that was intentional. Tries to give Kevin the opportunity, doesn't manage to get away with it. Now it's just a free open net. Jared gets back just in the nick of time and saves it. What a save. Now Endless quick shot opportunity. Can he get it over the shoulder of Indicator? No, he cannot. And Jared's going to go for the 50. Indicator's going to try to clear that up in the air, but Endless is already up off the wall. Double tap opportunity. He's going too far, and Anthem kicks it to the side. Now Kevin plays it up high, fakes the challenge, tries to get the bump. It's not there. Endless tries to shoot it. It gets cast aside again. These guys with a lot of pressure, 10 seconds left, need to score right here, or they're out of this opportunity. They won't be winning this one if they can't score something right now. They've got 4 seconds. Ball is still not on the ground. They're trying to dunk it. They don't do it yet. Kevin still keeps it up. It's in the corner. And, oh my god, Jared manages to keep it still up. Lumi tries to knock it down. It's still up. And they can't connect. It drops down to the side. And that's match point, I believe. That is 3-1 or 3-0 for Team Mystic against these guys.
Team Mystic are so frustrating to play against. These guys are absolutely pelting the net, and it's just because they're Team Mystic's so very dependable on the back line. They're not giving away anything for free. They are getting to their spots and covering mostly spots in the net. And even though there are great opportunities, they're great passes, they're doing well to create opportunities, they're just not breaking through. They haven't really figured it out. And now they have to do the reverse sweep. They have to win 4 in a row, and we were talking earlier how winning 2 in a row would be nice. Winning 3 in a row would be absolutely amazing. 4 in a row, absolutely possible. However, Team Mystic, with multiple lives in this series, feels very, very improbable here.
Oh, that game 7, trying to get it to game 7 here for these guys always is going to feel like an impossible task when you're in this kind of situation. Sitting on match point, no games won. You've already played this team before. They kind of wiped the floor with you. It's a big hurt to the ego. It's a big hurt to the mental. They managed to come back. They're fighting for their opportunity to get revenge. It's just not going the way they need. They could still certainly do it, but they've got to adjust a lot of gaps, and I think that last game was probably the best one that we've seen from these guys against Team Mystic. But I think if they can keep up what they did for the most part in that game, then they really do have a chance. But that was a big bump. Endless gets sent to the moon, and opportunity there for Team Mystic to score, but doesn't quite pan out. Jared's up in the air. Gonna try to play it off the wall. Does manage to do so, but he isn't really able to touch it again. Kevin's gonna clear it out towards middle, but Lumi's gonna clear that out to the corner. Endless is facing the other way, so no challenge immediately for Lumi. Does flick it past one.
Wow.
Goes for the demo, doesn't manage to get it. Kevin, nice save, managed to keep that out of his net and avoid getting demoed. Jared, nice 50, does try to clear it over to the middle. It gets sent over by Indicator. Endless misses the ball, but Kevin's there to help him out. Indicator's going to try to keep it slow and low on the mid, but it is going to get beat. Jared, nice beat on the 50, but unfortunately it does not go towards the net. Great demo for Jared against Anthem's going to give his team another shot opportunity, but it's not quite going on target. They really do seem to love playing it out of the corner here, which I feel is at a detriment to them at this point. They keep going over to the corner, but it just doesn't pan out for them as often as they'd like.
Yeah, and something that I'm noticing too that I think is really kind of giving them issues. They really enjoy these long rotations where that first player, goes into one corner. If it doesn't work out, they go all the way through, swipe past the goal line, and go all the way to the other corner. I'd love to see them start to cut rotations just a little bit shorter, favoring that midfield a little bit, trying to path out through the pennies in the middle of the field just to make their attacks a little bit quicker and give them a little bit more assurances that someone will be there as that second, third man, that they'll be in position a little bit quicker because they love going to the outside, and I think it's limiting how many offensive chances they're actually going to get.
That's a very good point. They do take those really long rotations and maybe cutting the rotation off instead of waiting for your teammate who did go all the way back and actually just turning on it right away and making that instant challenge might bring them some more opportunities, because clearly something needs to change and they really got to change it soon. They have managed to make it through almost half of this game here, still 0-0, no goals, lots of shots for both teams, honestly, but it does seem still like the better volume and or quality of shots is still going for Team Mystic. There's a good opportunity for Jared, but he's not able to get the power off it. Anthem's going to clear that follow-up shot away. Now it's back in the mid. Kevin's going to try to beat. He does manage to beat one. Jared's going to play it up off the wall. Fakes the touch. Indicator goes flying, but Jared is now out of boost, so that's going to go right to Lumi. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they can hold boost long enough to do anything, but Kevin doesn't need boost to make a great pass off that top to Endless and score the first goal of the game, 1-0. Great way to start, but I believe they scored the first goal in the last game too, and we saw how that turned out. So they're going to need to score another one immediately.
Well, there's the impact player. Kevin had kind of needed to wake up to be the difference for this these guys' squad. May get another one here, catching them with an empty nest here, basically. Not going to be able to put that one away, and very quickly on the defensive side. Kevin tested defensively, will be able to see this one away, and now we're starting to see Team Mystic will push, and they're getting aggressive. No one net so far. Lucky spawn off of the demolition, but they're going to reset the attack. They don't want to push anymore. Team Mystic feel like they could turn an attack on immediately. That is an ill-advised pass. Almost immediately right back to the middle of the field, and that is the exact type of touch you don't want to happen. It's something that has kind of been the kryptonite here for these guys, those self-inflicted wounds. Nice demo! And that'll be the second goal here for Endless, getting a little bit of separation, and this is a wonderful demo on that first defender. Anthem is recovering, and it's so difficult to get a reaction save from that one. Well done for them. 2-goal lead, a minute remaining, and now Team Mystic on the back foot, finally.
It's been a long time coming. We were both really hoping that these guys would finally be able to break out and get a 2-goal advantage. We were hoping they'd be able to do it in the first match, but unfortunately, it has taken us to this point to see it. But it does seem like maybe they've started to figure their stuff out. And like I've been saying this whole tournament, that physical play is super important against Team Mystic. And we see a great demo come out, turn into an immediate goal. So they need to just do more of it. Another opportunity set aside by Kevin. Nice 50. He's going to be able to maintain forward momentum. It's going to get tapped onto the side, but right back to him. Anthem beats Endless on that touch. Now Jared's back. Endless is back as well, so they've got opportunity. Endless does get beat. There's Kevin. popping it up over to the mid. Does manage to get it past another one. Now it's just him and Lumi. Depending on how Lumi touches, Kevin might have another opportunity. Goes for the 50. It gets sent aside. Now Endless does try to beat, but he doesn't manage to get there. It's still an opportunity for Team Mystic. They've only got a second left. This game is going the way of these guys. They're finally going to get one in this series. They're not going home yet, but Team Mystic trying to get another one for the road doesn't manage to do so. It hits the ground, and these guys 3-2-1 take their first game in the series, finally.
Yeah, and this wonderful and limiting some of those shot opportunities. And, we talked a little bit about that aggressive physical play. And, I would like to see them take those opportunities and be opportunistic about it. Not necessarily, turn brain off, chase players, throughout the field, because I think Team Mystic is a little too good for that. But in that last goal that we saw, it was taking advantage of a very tough save that a player made, and that next player up, the next player in the rotation, sending someone to kind of get that player out of the way. I'd love to see them do a little bit more, but you could tell it doesn't really seem to be something that's ingrained in their play style. It's not something that they seem to be able to turn on like a light switch. They haven't really been able to integrate it as much as I would like. But if they could find a way to pick and choose their opportunities, I think that would help them a ton here. Only a 2-goal game, and that's all they needed if they could keep this Team Mystic offense away.
Most definitely, and fantastic job of them to keep that momentum going on that last game. Now they got to do it again, then they're going to have to do it again, and then one more time. So hopefully they have the stamina to keep that up to fight back for that Game 7 win. But one thing at a time, one opportunity at a time. And once again, Kevin being the star player of these guys' roster here in this run. Now, Endless is going to try to play it in the middle, tries to get it past one, doesn't quite manage to do it. Here's Jared. Endless looking for the bump, does not find it. Jared's shot's going to get kicked aside. Endless off the backboard, tries to leave it for his teammate, doesn't quite manage to do so. But now Jared's got a little bit of space over to Endless. Endless tries to play it out of the corner. Jared tries and takes it. It's going to fall down. Indicator sends it back over to Lumi. Gets a very interesting touch off that pre-flip and managed to keep it over in the blue corner. Over one for Endless. Jared not quite able to make contact. Waterfall not able to get it in. Kevin off the other post. Post to post. Unfortunate outcome there for these guys. Not quite able to make it. Anthem, for some reason, all the way in the corner, getting bullied by Endless on the wrong side of the pitch. Makes it a little awkward for the offense to get anything going. Now a big booming clear back to the orange half. No, still only 3 minutes and 30-something seconds passed in this game. 40 seconds, rather. A lot to go, 0-0. No phenomenal opportunities, I would say, here so far. A couple of missed chances for sure. Nice. Right. Anthem managed to get the reset off the block in the mid. Gets it past another one, but he has no boost, so he's going to have to let that one go. Indicator's going to take it. Jared hits the ceiling, and nobody's able to get that. That's a dangerous big booming clear. Kevin managed to send it aside, and back to the not a whole lot of fantastic opportunities here so far.
Yeah, but even though we are kind of in this lull here, back where read possible, but Lumi's going to decide against it. I do have to commend the defense here for Team Mystic, something that I think they do particularly well, and I've kind of noticed it as we've seen them be forced on defense. I think they do a really good job, Indicator in particular, when there's opportunity here. Hold on, scratch that, Jared. What in the world was this touch here? Just managed to get the angle. No one expecting that one. Will get the goal. I was going to give a compliment to Team Mystic's defense about how they're able to transition well and find each other from the clears, but it doesn't matter when goals are going in for these guys. These guys seem like the fan favorites here. Won the predictions by quite a margin, 61% to 39%, even though very clearly the underdogs in this one. But people's champs, what can you say?
Oh, I mean, they have shown that they do have the opportunity to come back. They're doing a fantastic job keeping the pressure up so far. Lots of shot opportunities. Maybe could have used a little bit more sauce on that one, but it's fine. They're still up by one. They are going to need to take another one. That 50 does not go the way of these guys. That's going to leave the ball for the orange team, but Jared's going to 50 the daylights out of him. Tries to get another shot opportunity. Gets sent to the side. Here's Kevin trying to set up a pass. Now he's going to back pass it to Endless, but Lumi sees that a mile away. He's going to clear that. And Jared sends it back to mid, but Anthem's the only one there to pick it up. It's going to be a dangerous ball, but once again gets absolutely annihilated back to the other half of the pitch. And I feel like most of this is back and forth, but then you get those rare moments of somebody's just not quite where he needs to be, and you get good plays like that one, where a great shot comes out. Now nobody's back, but it's wide. Unfortunately, not able to get that shot on target. And that could have been a great equalizer, much needed by Team Mystic in this. They've only got a minute left to score a goal. And, I mean, if these guys, all they need to do is hold on. If they can just stop a goal from being scored, they've already got this one in the bag. So it's very interesting to see them try to go for more shots. As long as they maintain the defensive rotation, I think they'll be fine. But they just need to not play aggressively at all here.
Yeah, you know, very, very lucky, because that was one of those touches that we saw earlier where it seemed like Team Mystic able to take advantage of these errant clears. And right now, again, they have to hold down the fort. I'm sure they don't want to turtle up like they've done in the games past, but 30 seconds remaining. You don't really need to, you know, offer yourself up and, you know, give an easy transition goal, but taking a lot of boosts, being, you know, annoying and aggravating to this Team Mystic offense is really what you need to do. Less than 15 seconds here in the air. Pass down in the middle of the field. Indicator, tough ball, but is going to send it up. Where's the touch going to be? That is a wonderful clear, and you got to give him the necessary space. Anthem has to do so much work. Not a lot of boost. Defense up and ready for this one. They will send it away. Still up. Will keep that one down. Endless. Wonderful job to at least put a little bit of pressure. Put that one down. These guys stack a win here. Hey, this is 2 games in a row.
It is a very impressive display by these guys to keep that Team Mystic shut down at 0 goals. I think that's the first time we've seen Team Mystic not score a single goal in a game.
I don't think they scored last game either. I think they got shut out twice because it was 2-0. This one was a 1-0. Right. I think they got shut out 2 times, which in and of itself is wild. And we're seeing less shots, and specifically seeing less shots from Lumi. And Lumi has been the one that has really been punishing them on some of those mistakes, and they have not been there. There was one shaky moment for these guys that it wasn't capitalized on, but the shot total very low here for Mystic, and now they're starting to. You're worried. You're worried here if you're a Team Mystic fan.
You should be. I mean, they have had such a dominant game in every matchup against this team, the previous series and this one until the last 2. So it's really not looking so hot for Team Mystic. We know they can turn this around. We know they can shut this down. But these guys have tweaked their strategy just enough where it's become a burden for Team Mystic to keep up their current play style. So it's time that Team Mystic's going to have to change something up if they want to proceed with shutting this down. They still have a little bit of cushion, but if these guys win this, we're at a tie game. This is a very important game number 6.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think something that they really got to think about is they have to find a way to kind of find their offensive identity here. And that is the absolute wrong way to go about that. You have to do that on the other side of the pitch, and that is just such an unfortunate read. I feel like Indicator's typically pretty good about those clears and getting up to the backboard, but that is a costly mistake, especially for a team that hasn't scored in the past 2 games. 1 goal could be the death knell here. They're going to try and make it 2, but the backboard is going to be defended. Kevin staying back in that third man. They're not going to try and give anything up for free. You can see third man has been a little bit farther back. They've been smartly kind of calculating their losses here, deciding, hey, this isn't worth it. This risk is not worth it to try and get another goal. Keep that third man back. You have the lead now. You don't need to press.
Most definitely. And, you know, I do just want to say that as far as that own goal goes with Endless and Team Mystic, it's about time that these guys managed to get an own goal scored in their favor for once. Had a good few of those coming out against them, so I'm sure they're happy to see that. Now all they've got to do is not get scored on for the next 3.5 minutes. They did it last game. They're going to have to do it again, but another goal would help secure a little bit of comfort. And Anthem, with a nice little redirect opportunity. Doesn't quite get the angle. Now Lumi up off the backboard, manages to pop it down, and Endless saves it by the skin of his teeth, keeps them ahead by 1. Now Endless, big clear over to mid. Jared should have this first, but Lumi's going to keep it low and blocked. Now, Indicator's going to throw it back up towards the mid. A little bit interesting. Kind of thought he might play it a little bit differently, but Endless is going to take this here in the back corner. He's going to play it around 1. He's got a little bit of boost, and he's got the momentum. Tries to get it past Lumi. Almost managed to do so, but now it's popping real dangerous. Anthem managed to keep it in the corner. It's a very precarious situation here that we find ourselves for Team Mystic, but as I say that, they get a nice opportunity. Diagonal flick over the defender, 1-1. That was a beautiful 45.
Indicator just so clean here, knowing basically at the beginning of that dribble exactly where they want to place that ball, and Kevin has to respect the fact that the last defender has to cover basically the entirety. No shot there, clean execution. You know, they get back to a level playing field here, and you know, Team Mystic historically in this series have not played well from behind, but now they get a goal. It's definitely something a little cathartic for them here, as they've been lacking in the opportunities, but now getting back on the board hopefully will give them a little bit more confidence going forward here. And these guys trying to generate their offense as well.
They are trying, and they have had a good couple of opportunities. Nice 50 by Anthem is going to keep it in their possession on the other half, but Endless pre-jumps him by a mile and manages to keep that away from being a shot. Now Anthem, quick shot opportunity. Now it's centered. Jared does manage to beat Lumi, but Indicator's up. He doesn't quite get the shot on target. Kevin's back by himself, full boost. Missed touch, doesn't quite get in the direction, but Endless is there to win that 50. This is really dangerous for these guys. They need to get a big clear. They do not want this kind of pressure mounting. Kevin gets beat by the 50. Indicator, quick shot opportunity, doesn't manage to get there. Lumi's up, he's got boost. Endless sends it down. Quick shot again, Anthem, and it goes in. Man, that pressure is horrifying when you're on defense to try to have to block that many shots that fast. It gets very difficult. Now they're down by 1. They need to score immediately.
Yeah, you kind of looking at these guys and you're seeing the defense, and they can't help but get a little bit panicky because of the onslaught of shots, but they're going to get it right back off the kickoff. Endless slots it up top, and what a wonderful setup. The demo, inconsequential, I think, but just the defense not able to get back in time. That was a top slot of shot. It was absolutely insane. 2-2 here, and looks like they're going to try and do their best impression. Indicator will get it right back, and my oh my, is this going to be down to the wire.
This is a bad look for you, Kevin. We know you can make a better touch than that, man. That was just bad luck on that touch. You've given up that tie game that you guys just earned. Now you need to score once again immediately, and Endless is going to get it past 1. Lumi's in the corner, tries to get it past Endless, doesn't manage to do so. Kevin gets bumped a little bit, so he can't jump up for it. Anthem with a crazy attempt at trying to keep that ball in his possession, almost gets away with it. Now it's center. Endless is going to get up, but Lumi jumped earlier. Endless still managed to win. He was just faster. Now Kevin's on the wall. He's trying to center it for his teammate. Gets it past 1, but nobody jumped, so it's just going to get cleared aside. Endless is going to be there in the middle to catch that again, and now Jared's going to get beat, and that ball's going to be just on Kevin to take control of. Does manage to do so, but it is still a very aggressive. Now the shot is coming out. It was almost a free opportunity. They do manage to spawn just in time and get a block, but very scary opportunity here. Now Endless with a good pass, quick shot opportunity, and it's too far to the side. Not good enough to get a equalizer for them right here, right now. Now they need to score in the next 40 seconds, or their Cinderella story is over. Flip reset, goes for the double, doesn't quite manage to get it. Kevin's got the ball, but Lumi's too close. He does fake it and lets the defender, a third man back rather, try to block it. It does work out well for him, but that was a little bit of a scary decision, I think.
Yeah, scary decision. Final 30 seconds possibly here, and a waterfall. Don't let it be this goal. Lumi gets denied. 20 seconds. It doesn't look like there's a lot going here. Will be Kevin. Heavy touch, and it's going to be dispossessed. Jared, one of the last people back, sends it middle. Lumi put it to the corner. Probably going to be one opportunity. Kevin needs something off the backboard. Possible shot coming in, and the dribbler, but it's going to be behind, and that will not do it. They had the ball, they had the opportunity, the shot placement not going to be good enough. Team Mystic win the game, seal it away, and they will be your tournament winners here.
Fantastic game from Team Mystic, managing to shut down the Cinderella run that almost was for these guys. They almost had it, man. It was looking real close. And I think they had a couple of opportunities they really could have pulled it off, but it doesn't matter because Team Mystic shuts them down in game number 6, takes the win, takes the dub, and just a fantastic job managing to turn it around after those 2 losses in a row, come back and get that final victory to send these guys home.
Yeah, they really turned the game back into their favor, making it a more of a high scoring affair. Both the teams um seem to thrive in a different team environment when they had a low scoring game. For these guys, when they had a shootout, it seemed to be in favor of Team Mystic. They got back their offensive groove, they were able to put it away and able to score in quick succession here.
Yep. Like you said, they did a fantastic job. And I want to go ahead, first of all, thank Nick Merckx NCS for doing our production here. Cobra, thank you very much for casting with me today, man. It's been a
Yeah, it was
great
a
time.
pleasure.
And thank you, everyone in the audience, for watching, cheering along for your favorite team. And of course, thank you, Trolley, for supporting us and allowing us to put on these events here for you. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. We've got another 3v3 tournament coming tomorrow as well. So we'll see you then. Cobra, you got anything else to add before we sign off?
No, just Team Mystic is absolutely cracked. Indicator, well done on the final goal there. Probably my MVP for the tournament if I had to choose one. But congratulations on the win.
Congratulations, guys. Thank you once again, everybody, for participating in this today. I'm Doc Roz, and we will see you next time. Thank you.